Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be making a video for detransitioners. There are a few videos out there on people who have detransitioned and they go over their experience, but in this video I don't just want to talk about my own experience. I want to give people guidance who are going through that really rough transition of their life. It can be a really, really hard time. When you think you've found the answer and you end up regretting the choices you've made and you can't take back the permanent decisions that you made, it can be very, very hard. And it's not just about the physical stuff, it's also about the social part of it. How, oh, well, if I was wrong about this, now nobody can trust me. Now nobody thinks that I have good judgment. There can be a lot of pain in so many directions with detransitioning. And the first thing I want to say to people who are detransitioning or considering detransitioning is that you are brave. Not only did you have the courage to transition, but it takes even more courage to accept that you made the wrong choice and to admit to it. You are by no means a weak person. If you've managed to accept that, hey, I made choices that I should not have made, it takes a lot of strength to say that, no matter what it's about. And it takes extra strength when there's this social pressure going on telling you that, well, you're supposed to be transgender, you're supposed to do this because you have dysphoria. There's a lot of pain that can be associated with it. But when you're going through that dark time, it's a passing cloud, really. Things get better. And yeah, there's going to be things that you can't take back. My voice is going to be like this. And instead of trying to change it and alter it to make me happy, what I realized I should have done the whole time was just learn how to love my voice. Just understand that it is perfect the way it is. The things that you have changed, it's okay. Socially, people aren't going to accept you, and that's not your problem. You don't need to gain other people's approval. You need to gain your own approval. You need to be happy within yourself. You don't need someone to go with you in order to go on a hike. You don't need someone to go with you in order to go to the grocery store, in order to go for a walk. You don't need other people's approval to be who you are and to be authentic. And it's okay if emotions come up. If someone says something and you cry or you get angry, we have feelings, we have emotions. It's okay. But when that person's targeting all this anger and this frustration at you, that's really their own problem. That's their own journey. They're only treating you the way they treat themselves. And you don't need to take that stuff personally. Just let it go. As easy or hard as that is, just let it go. You don't need to carry around other people's approval. And yeah, sometimes people still think I'm a man, and it is kind of weird to me to have been thought of as a man. And I do think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I have hairy armpits. Oh, a girl would shave her armpits. The fact that I don't pluck my eyebrows, I don't wear makeup. There are lots of things about being a girl that are absolutely ridiculous. I'm not going to rip the hair off my body so that other people can look at it and try to sexualize me. That's not what I'm about. And that's not what being a woman is. That's what being a doll is. It's trying to be this perfect image by harming yourself and literally taking away your body's natural functions that it does for reasons. Anyways, that's a little sidetracked. The point is that if you're detransitioning, it doesn't mean you've lost yourself, that you've lost your identity, that you're fucked up or something's wrong with you or how could you have done this? It just means that you made a mistake, as every other human on the planet does. We all make mistakes. And some of our mistakes are really painful. And it can be really hard to know that, hey, I no longer have the choice to breastfeed. Or you might no longer have the choice to have children. Those can be very difficult things, and you're going to have to work through that and grieve through that. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Even though I probably can't breastfeed, and if I can, not enough to feed the child, I'm still going to have kids. I'm still going to live my life, and I trust that I will find the solution that I need to find in that moment. I took something very precious away from myself, but I can still move forward with my life. I can still keep going, and so can you. You don't need to give up because you've lost an identity. You need to realize you don't need an identity. You are perfect as you are. You don't need to identify as anything. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Just live your life as healthy and happy as you can. That's all you really got to do. Just do what feels right in your heart, what feels right deep within you. Focus on your passions, on what good you can bring to the world, not what you have lost. Because sometimes you gotta get rid of the old shit shack in order to build your big, beautiful castle. You have to let go of the past in order to move forward into your new, beautiful world. We have to let go of our destructive ways in order to make the earth green again. You're not at the end of the road because you made one mistake. You're at the beginning of a beautiful, bright new future. And that's what you really need to focus on. The more you focus on that, the more you're going to let this phase of your life go. And you're going to move forward, and you're going to be 1,000 times happier. And you don't need testosterone, you don't need estrogen, you don't need to cut off parts of your body or reform them. Your body, no matter what it has gone through, just take as good of care of it as you can. And appreciate that you have this life. You are still alive. Not everybody woke up today, and you did. There is all kinds of things to look forward to. And when we're going through dark times, it can be hard to see that, but you will find that light the more you look for it. Go outside at night, look at the stars. Go outside in the daytime and see the butterflies, lay in the grass. There is beauty all around us. We just have to go and acknowledge it. If you want to be yourself, if you want to be authentic, you can't do what everyone wants you to do. Some people wanted me to continue transitioning and are upset at me now that I stopped. Some people didn't want me to transition to begin with, and they were upset at me for even transitioning. But the people who really loved me, the people who really cared about me, they didn't care whether I transitioned or not. It didn't make a difference to them. They didn't praise me. They didn't shame me. They were just there. being my family and my friends through all of it. Real people accept you no matter what you're going through. And if they need to take some space because you're going through something really hard, that's fine. But don't let the people who don't accept you make you feel like you've made the wrong choice, make you doubt yourself. I don't praise transitioning, I don't agree with it, but I don't shame people for it either. I feel bad for you, and I hope you find something that brings you true happiness. But I do not hate people who are transitioning or who identify as transgender. I do not have ill feelings towards those people, even after transitioning and detransitioning. I don't shame anyone, except for maybe the medical industry. Because again, they're doing some pretty messed up stuff. Not even just with transgender people. There's a lot of wrongdoings in the medical industry. And maybe I'll make a video on that in the future. It is like walking up a waterfall, detransitioning. It can be really tough. But you know what? You wouldn't be going through it if you didn't have the strength to go through it. I reminded myself of that quite a few times. If I didn't have the strength to do this, then I wouldn't be facing it right now. The fact that I'm facing it right now means I can get through this. I can do this. And, singing is very different for me than it used to be before my voice dropped. I didn't go through male puberty until I was 18. Male puberty. That's what I like to call it. And I do really miss singing in, my female voice. That's when I was in choir, that's the voice I had, and that's kind of what I was used to. And now my voice is so much deeper that, singing is completely different. All these songs that I used to sing that were high-pitched, can't do that anymore. I can sing them at a lower octave, but I'm not singing the same way that I used to. And it can be really hard to lose your identity over and over and just be so confused and feel hopeless. But the identity is not you. It never has been. And you don't need it. I'm a spiritual being living in a female's body. An altered female body, but I'm still me, no matter what happens to this body. It doesn't change who I am on the inside. And you're still worthy of love, no matter what has happened in your life. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to go down a path and realize, that's not my path. In fact, it's human to be like, that's not really the right thing for me. And just go a different way. It doesn't make you less of a person. And the people who shame you are people who are shaming themselves. Don't take their problems personally. That's their stuff to deal with. It's not your problem. Your problem is finding out what makes you happy and doing that thing. What can you provide society that you enjoy doing? One thing I love to do is make bags. So I make bags. I sew the bags, right? Because it makes me happy. It brings me joy. And no matter what my genitalia looks like, I still enjoy making bags, I think people a lot of times make a huge deal about how you have to transition or you shouldn't transition, and how it doesn't make you as much of a person if you can't do this or that, or if you have this or that. Frankly, just do what makes you happy, and people who are all caught up in that are just focused on the wrong things, because they're not focused on what makes them happy. Don't take advice from people who aren't giving themselves the right advice. People who are going the wrong direction, don't follow them. People want the youth to respect the elders, but the youth can't respect the elders if the elders are going the wrong way, if they're doing the wrong things. If my elders are destroying the planet and being very destructive, I'm not going to follow them. Don't listen to people who just want to hurt you, who just want to cause drama. You don't need that in your life. Just let it go. What you need is to focus on the things that make you happy. And that right there is all you really need when you detransition. Obviously, do whatever you need to take care of your health, your physical well-being. But as far as your mental well-being, just do what makes you happy. So long as it harms no one else, do what makes you happy. I really hope that you found this video helpful and inspiring. And, you don't need other people's approval. That's really the main thing I'm trying to say in this video is you're human, you make mistakes, you can fall down and get back up. We all do. And do not forget to love yourself.